Hello everyone, let's continue our discussion about the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. The first line, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. See, here the poet wishes that in his ideal country, everyone should be fearless. Okay, and they should have a sense of self dignity. That is what is said in the second part. See, and the head is held high. He wants his people to have self respect and self dignity. And the poet says that no one in this country should live with fear in his mind. Instead, what they should do is they should hold their head high, held up fearlessly, and have confidence in themselves. And he wishes for a place where people can live and express themselves without fearing anyone. And look at the second line, where knowledge is free. See, Adhani dreams or prays for a place where knowledge is available everywhere, where people can have access to knowledge without any hindrance. Okay, they should get knowledge irrespective of their religious, economic, social, or caste, whatever such a background. In spite of all those things, everyone should have access to knowledge equally. That is what the poet wishes, where knowledge is free. There was a time, right, where only upper class people had access to knowledge. And Tagore or the poet wishes this should be changed. And the third line, next line, see, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. See, our nation or world itself is divided, right? It's broken into pieces. And the poet says that the world is fragmented by some narrow domestic walls. And what is this narrow domestic walls? It can be geographical frontiers, language, religion, caste, money, prejudices, or superstitions. All such things act like a wall. Fine. So it divides our nation. See, within a family or within a family institution, there is gender difference that divides. Right. Within a society, there is caste system, religion, and such things. And when it comes to the other part, there is geographical what frontiers, geographical divisions, or divisions on the basis of money or prejudices, superstitions. All these things are drawing our country backward, right? Tagore wishes, or the poet wishes, that this should be changed, and he hopes that people are united instead of fighting amongst themselves to establish supremacy. In the next lines, where words come out from the depth of truth. See, here the poet wants the people of his nation, or he wants his people to speak the truth no matter what. He don't want them to lie. They should express their thoughts without any fear, as we had said earlier, like a utopian land. He wants a nation where people won't lie to take advantage. Okay, and the next line, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. See, tireless striving, that is vigorous attempt or ceaseless effort, energetic attempt. So he wants a nation where people work hard towards perfection, towards achieving perfection. Okay, their effort should be stretching arms towards perfection, and we know hard work will always pay off, right? So he wants what he's urging his countrymen to break free from inactive state or passiveness, and he wants them to struggle hard towards achieving the perfection. Then only our nation can progress. Or if we sit idly, nothing will happen. So if we want perfection, if we want progression, we should work hard. And the next line says, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Here we can notice two usages that is opposite to each other. First one is the clear stream of reason, and the other one is dreary desert sand of dead habit. Okay, so Here we know that here he used a poet used a term dead habit, right? So it symbolizes the superstitions or false beliefs and existing such beliefs existing in our nation. And we know if simply if a cat crosses our way, what most of the people say is it is a bad omen, right? Abhishagunam ayada. Huh? And these false beliefs and superstitions and are dead habits, okay, and they are, unreasonable things, meaningless habits, and they'll only draw us backward. It won't let us move towards progression. And Tagore wishes that in his nation clear stream of reason or rationality or intellect or what logic will flow towards this desert and make it wet, and it will wash away this dead habit. That is what the poet wishes. He don't want his people to follow such meaningless habit. He want people to question such meaningless habit or dead habits with logic, with the application of logic. Look at the next lines where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. See, in these lines, the poet is talking directly to God to lead his countrymen, to lead the people of his nation. He wants God to guide people towards progressive thought and action, ever widening thought and action, because then only they can reach next lines into that haven of freedom, then only they can reach that haven of freedom, or then only they can enjoy the bliss of freedom. Okay, so Tagore is asking God to guide their actions and thoughts. See, then it says, my father, my God, let my country awake. He is praying to God to awaken his nation, to awaken his people. Okay, and the poem resolves with this plea to God to awaken his nation. And the poem ends there, and we understand or we can read from the poem that Tagore wishes India would wake up. Okay, they would wake up from the dead habit, or they'll strive towards perfection, or they'll never lie, or their words from will come out of truth, or they'll break the domestic walls. Okay, so and Tagore's poetry is spiritual and sublime, and at the same time it is simple and timeless. Okay, and he wished that his people will live in reason and in freedom. Okay, that was his ultimate wish, to lead them towards heaven of freedom. Okay, not only political but social, economic, and educational, in all level they should enjoy freedom. And this poem expresses his values clearly, because his attitude towards politics and culture, nationalism and internationalism, blending of east and west, and tradition and modernity can be all seen in this poem. Okay, so we can understand his values clearly, or this poem expresses his values clearly. I hope that you got an idea on what is discussed in that poem, and as your assignment, please write a short note on what is Tagore's prayer to God the Father. Thank you.